Hello everyone, welcome back to the JWT implementation series in Angular application by Smart Semester. In the previous video, we protected our home route using a guard. Now, only users with a valid token can access the home component. But there is one more important step in JWT authentication. Whenever we make an API call to a protected backend endpoint, we must send the token in the request header. Instead of manually attaching the token in every API call, Angular provides a powerful feature called interceptors. That's what we are going to learn in this video. First, inside the home component, I'm adding a button inside home component, home.html. Below this, let me add a few lines between the button and the existing p tag. Button get user details, and when this button is clicked, click, we will call a function called get user details, and in the home.ts we implement that function get user details. It will actually call another function defined in the auth service, this dot auth service. So we have to import auth service in our component. Auth service equals to inject auth capital AUTH. We have to import it, and we have to import the inject tags as well. This dot auth service dot get user details. So this will call an API get user details inside the auth service. Let's implement it. Get user details. This will return http dot this dot http dot get the endpoint. What is the endpoint? Here enter fake API platzi.com. Here inside auth JWT retrieving user profile, we are trying to get user details, right? So we have to make get request to this API, Ctrl+C, to that API, paste it in single quotes. That's it. And what it is expecting in the request? It is expecting within the request header, authorization a key and the value containing the access token. When we get access token once the user is logged in, then we will get the access token, and we should place this authorization and our access token key value pair in the request header. So we made successfully API call to this, and it is returning user details. So inside our home.ts we have to subscribe to it. Subscribe whatever the data it returns, we are storing it in a variable R. Alert fetched successfully, and after alerting we have to display the details. this dot user details equals to R. Let's define one variable user details and its type is any. It can store any type of data, and we are assigning what it returns. Actually it returns this response. A JSON object is returned in which we can see information of the user like his name and his role, his email, his password. We are storing in the user details, and in the home component in the markup file we have to display that data of the user. How? P tag. Within the P tag using interpolation. When we write anything in between two curly braces, it is known as interpolation. Whatever variable we are having in the TypeScript file can be displayed in markup file using interpolation. Here we want to display user details. And since we are getting it as an JSON object, use pipe JSON, and we have to import JSON pipe for that. Import JSON pipe, add it in the imports, JSON pipe. Okay, we are just calling this API. We are not attaching what is the required for this API. We have to attach our token, and that attaching function is done by interceptor. An interceptor in Angular is like a middle layer between the client and the server. Before a request leaves our application, interceptor can modify the request, add headers, attach tokens, and log information. And even after receiving a response, it can also modify or handle it. Think of an interceptor like a security officer standing at the exit gate. Every request that goes out must pass through this officer. Before allowing it to leave, the officer can attach an ID badge, in our case the JWT token. Now I will create an HTTP interceptor. ng generate interceptor, and the interceptor name is auth. You can give anything. Inside the interceptor we implement the intercept method. So spec.ts and .ts files has been generated for the interceptor. Open the interceptor.ts. This method receives two things. First thing is outgoing request, and the second thing is next handler. First we get the token from local storage. What is the function of interceptor? It has to attach the token to the outgoing request. To attach, first we have to get the token first. Local storage dot get item, and the item name is JWT token. After getting it, let's store in a variable const JWT. After getting the token, if token exists, if JWT exists, we clone the request. Why to clone? Because HTTP requests in Angular are immutable, meaning they cannot be modified directly. So we create a copy of the request and modify that copy. Where cloned, we are cloning our request dot clone. In the cloning, what we have to do? We have to add headers. Set headers. What are the contents of the header to be set by interceptor? It has to attach a key value pair. Key is authorization. Authorization spelling should be same. Authorization, and its value is bearer, bearer, dollar symbol, and our token JWT. That's it. We attached a key value pair to the header. I don't think semicolon is required here. Okay, that's it. And finally here we have to return next cloned. Instead of the original request, we have to return the cloned request. In the cloned request, we have set the header. Inside the header, we have set the authorization and its value. Now save it. Save all the files. And one more important thing is, one doubt usually occurs in our mind. Why to add this authorization key? This is the standard format for sending JWT tokens. After modifying the request, we pass it to the next handler. So now every outgoing HTTP request automatically carries the token in its header. We don't have to manually add it inside every service method. After creating the interceptor, we must register it in our application configuration. If we are using standalone setup, we provide it inside app.config.ts using provide HTTP client along with interceptors. This HTTP client will use interceptors, and that interceptor which we implemented is, it can take array of interceptors, and the interceptor which we are implementing is auth interceptor. That's it. Save this file, run our application ng serve. Now let's test our application whether it is working properly or not. By default, first login page will come. Let me inspect it whether okay, our local storage is empty. We are trying to log in using the credentials. Login is successful. Tokens got generated. In the home page, we are now, when we click on get user details, the flow is like this. When we click on get user details button, get user details of this component will get called. Within the get user details function, we are calling auth service get user details. Auth service is making an HTTP call. Before this HTTP call is leaving our application, what interceptor will do is, it will add this key value pair into the request header, and then it will call the API. After the response we get, we are subscribing it and we are storing it in a variable R. We are alerting fetched successfully, and we are displaying the value using interpolation here. So when I click on get user details, alert has came, and here you can see the response we are getting from the API. Now how can we verify whether that authorization key has been added to the request header or not? Open network tab. Here you can see this is the request we made to get user details. Click on it in the response, or else you can scroll down here itself. Here it is request headers. Inside request headers you can see key value pair has been added by our interceptor. This confirms that before HTTP request leaving our application, it should pass through the interceptor. Interceptor will add our token into the header. In this way, interceptor will do its job to add JWT token to the outgoing HTTP call. So in this video we understood how to trigger API call from home component, what an interceptor is, why we use interceptors, how to attach JWT token automatically in the authorization header, why cloning request is necessary. Now our complete JWT implementation is done. In the next video we will improve our home component by adding a logout button. We will implement logout functionality properly, clear the token and redirect the user back to the login page. That will complete our full JWT authentication cycle. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.